Now, throughout my journey of only playing free-to-play games because I'm an unemployed college graduate, I never thought that I would end up here. But boys, I started playing my first ever gacha game. And the reason I decided to commit this act of self-harm is because I completely ran out of other free-to-play games. So I saw it fit to give myself a crippling addiction to gambling for fictional online companions. I know I'll come off a little bit harsh to the whole gacha scene, but if you take one quick look at Twitter and look at the vocal minority, you can see that I'm correct. However, boys, I have committed the ultimate sin because I actually enjoy Zenless Zone Zero, which I myself am completely surprised about because you can't go 2 seconds without seeing someone say that this game is completely mid or trash. Now, I can completely understand people having this opinion, but I think one of the biggest reasons is because this game is made by Hoyoverse. Now, if you don't know about Hoyoverse, it's either a secret society of lizard people or angels that have been sent down by God himself, just depending on who you ask. And since I'm completely new to the gacha scene, I have no idea which way is actually true. But what I do know is they have a complete monopoly on the gacha scene with no Oh wait. But even with Wuthering Waves seeing as much success as it has recently, it still doesn't pose any real threat to Hoyoverse as a whole. Just yet, anyways. From the limited knowledge that I have about these games, this game does not seem too dissimilar from other Hoyoverse games, except they turn the boob slider all the way up. But let's get into why I actually enjoy this game. And I have no idea if it's because I'm just zoomer brain to fucking back, but the fast-paced action combat of this game and all the colors and the changing the characters to dodge things, oh my god, it just tickles my neurons and makes them fire like crazy. But to my complete dismay, combat is only about 10% of this game so far, 80% of it being absolutely amazing, incredible dialogue.
You could give a meowing before opening the door.
Meow?
Another 5% being your sister telling you to go to bed, and the remaining 5% being moving around old TVs. Now, to break that down a little bit, the dialogue and the story in this game, I kind of feel is whatever. It's definitely not that bad because I haven't completely skipped it, but it's no Red Dead Redemption 2. As of right now, I'm about to be on chapter 2, and I still don't really know what they're trying to tell in the story. It just kind of feels like I'm playing through a slice of life anime that has a little bit of combat. But even with that being said, I think the voice acting in this game is incredible. Like, I really don't know how would make it any better, much like my content, so that is why you should like and subscribe. And it fits the whole stereotypical anime aesthetic. But speaking of aesthetics, the graphics of this game are amazing. The stylized direction of the graphics in this game are completely where they should be. I mean, everything just looks great, and combined with this, the look of the city really just doubles down on the whole slice of life thing, so it fits very well. And speaking of the city, this game doesn't really have an open world, it's just more like instanced combat with a hub city. And now the instanced combat of this game, the zones in it just kind of feel samey, but man, the hub city just feels so like alive and dense, where a lot of games would take the approach where you just want a big empty open world, but this game just uses exactly how much room that it needs. But going back to the whole TV system, I think that I see every single person hating on this, and I do get it, it takes away from the combat a little bit, but I actually kind of like the system, and I can't really pinpoint why or give you a good reason on why I like it, I just do. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the end game. From what I've heard, the end game is the exact same way that the game is right now, but instead of progressing through the story, you just kind of log on to do your dailies. Now I'm not going to talk about this too much or give my opinion on this because I'm just simply not there yet and I want to judge it for myself, but I do hope that this game does have a bit of longevity because like I said, I am enjoying it. Now I do think over time the devs could potentially fix the problems that people don't like, but it's just the question of whether or not they're actually going to do that. Now let's talk a little bit about the monetization. I'm not going to sit here and just call the game pay to win because that's every single gacha game, and when you download a gacha game, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. But the reason I want to talk about this is because I am currently free to play. Now the reason that I'm free to play is because I am entirely broke, and the only reason I have money in my bank account right now is because I just got my first Twitch payout. So please, for the love of God, check out my Twitch. We just got a brand new cum bucket emote and we have a nice little community in there. It's awesome. But anyways, when someone is free to play in a gacha game, everyone treats them like they're an unemployed degenerate, which is really funny, or they treat them like they're just a complete bastion of hope and like they're sending some kind of message towards the multi-billion-dollar corporation that they're not spending money on. This is mostly reserved for content creators that have the money to spend on the game, but they choose not to, and this probably makes the game more interesting for them and their viewers. But I just really don't understand the whole like, oh yeah, we're gonna stick it to the man, we're not gonna spend money on this game, and we're gonna make them go broke because they don't treat us well. But in reality, Genshin Impact made like almost $1 billion last year, so this really doesn't have much of an impact at all. So I don't think people should be demonized for spending a lot of of money on these games or praised for not spending money at all. I just think it's kind of silly, because the fact of the matter is that the people in the East love this type of game, and that's the reason they do this over there, and that's really who the game is made for in the first place anyway. There are a few more things with this game, like I think the music is incredible and it fits the game really well, and the movement feels extremely clean. Of course, the entire game feels like a mobile port, and that's because it is, but with the way this game is, I think that it's completely fine that it feels like a mobile port, because you don't really need the precise movement or anything like that anyway. But overall, even though the dialogue in this game goes on for way too long sometimes, and it feels like you're scraping your nuts across a broken glass, as well as the combat feeling few and far between, I have still thoroughly enjoyed my time played in this game, and I would give it like a solid 7 or so. But the whole problem I'm finding with this video right now is I can't really explain why I like it so much, I just do. And I can understand some of the frustration that probably comes with hearing that, because I'm a huge fan of the looter shooter genre of games, so when people play the first Ascendant and they think it's really good, 9 times out of 10 it's because they haven't played any other game in the genre and they don't know how good it can actually get. And that might be exactly what I'm doing right now with this game. But since I shamefully and surprisingly enjoyed my time with this game so much, if there's any other gacha games that you guys recommend I should try, let me know, because who knows, maybe after I try a few more my opinion will completely change on this game. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and check out my Twitch. I'm live almost every single day from 3 to 7 p.m. EST. We have a great community and we have a lot of funny shenanigans happen over there, as well as in my Discord, so make sure to check that out as well. That's pretty much it. Yeah, see it.